Welcome, everyone.
Hello. Hi.
We're excited to be here. Welcome to the 2019 New Products webinar. This is the Qolsys Marketing team. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
I'm Kelsey Wing. I work.
Kelsey doesn't like it when I spring things on her, just so we're clear.
None of us do.
Well, you guys got to be more.
Yes, that's me.
What do you do, Kelsey? For those who have not spent one of our webinars.
Yeah. No, I do new dealer onboarding. So work with all of our new dealers, make sure they have access to our dealer portal, they have training through LMS, talk about marketing materials. I do lots of our videos, webinars.
Mm-hmm. And what do these guys need to know for the webinar to participate today?
Yeah. So on your control panel, you'll have a section that says questions. I believe it is, right? Yeah, questions. So,
could be called chat on yours if you're on PC sometimes, but.
So please let us know you're here. Let us know you can hear us. Where are you at today?
Shut up, Andrew.
Andrew, that's a good question. Andrew wants to know what Whitney's wearing.
He's making fun of me.
For those who don't
You're
know
lucky
well,
I know you.
say hello on Facebook Live. We are going to Facebook Live
test
this
it out
as well on the QolsysMarketing.com dollars page. So kind of exciting there to participate. So everyone on that page gets to see us and hear us. So hopefully that works okay. This is our first time trying to do both at the same time.
Amateur.
My phone will hold still.
So it looks while you do that, it looks like we've got Taylor here from Canon Security.
Let me go get my camera.
Joe Fabrizio, welcome. Let's see, Jean Marie. She says, hi all, ADT Canada.
Todd from Aloha. Aloha, Todd.
Aloha. Lance from CPI Securities here.
Hey, Lance.
Lots of
Good to
people
see you, buddy.
Josh Robertson said he can hear us just fine.
Oh, good, Josh.
Yes.
Welcome. We got a lot of
Perfect.
people jumping on. Keep telling us who you are and where
chatting.
you're coming in. We want to hear where you're from.
Whitney, it's your
But
turn.
that lets us know that the chat is working and that you've got a way to interact with us. That's how we'll know, because obviously we've got literally hundreds of people on this webinar today. We can't unmute everyone. That would just be way too loud. So the goal here is we want your participation. We want you to make comments, ask questions, things like that. And so please put that in the chat, and we'll do that. Now, Whitney,
Sorry.
you are wearing our giveaways today.
Yes. Yeah, you're welcome, Andrew. So you're going to get all this stuff.
We got a lot of stuff to give away.
I made the joke of saying, should I put everything on? And
we said yes.
So here I am.
We didn't know she'd do it. It's kind of awesome. So what are you handling today?
Question. I do distribution support and sales staff support and the builder program.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any questions about that, I can help. And I do webinars.
And if there's a question that you ask on today's webinar that we don't have the answer for, or that we don't address on the webinar, that she'll type the answer in for you as well. We got someone on Facebook Live says, Mike from JD Security. Hey, Mike, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining in from Facebook. So I'm Jeremy McLaren. I run marketing here at Qolsys, and we're going to talk today about some new products that we've got released here you can't do that? She's starting to take stuff off. Before we do that, we want to show you a few things that we've been working on as a marketing team. We've been working really hard. It's been a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of photo shoots. In fact, the Utah Parade of Homes is going on right now, and we worked with one of our dealers here in Utah to get 4 different homes fully decked out for the Parade of Homes, right?
Yep. I will say,
beautiful.
this is my favorite time of the year, is being able to do the photo shoot.
Not Christmas.
Not Christmas. Well, it worked. It worked.
Oh, that's an important
Photo
distinction.
shoot.
Christmas
It's
at
so
work.
fun.
Okay. So what do you love about doing photo shoots in the Parade of Homes?
Well, besides looking at the houses,
Giving ourselves tours.
Yes. It's fun to do new products like this. So get all of our new products, do photo shoots for those, just being in new settings for the panel.
Mm-hmm. Well, and because a lot of what your jobs are is interacting with our customers, saying, hey, I'm going to make you this new flyer, I'm going to make you this new social media post, that kind of stuff. This new content, these new images really help fuel us for the next several months, which is really nice. So we wanted to give you guys a preview of some of the shots that we took at the Utah Parade of Homes so far. We still have another week and a half going. We're going tomorrow morning to do a video shoot. We've got a lot of fun things coming, but we wanted to give you a preview of some of the shots. Now, these are raw. These have not been edited. These are just as we took them from our phones or from the cameras that we have. So I really like this one, guys. I really do.
That's because we're in it.
Is that what it is? There's Kelsey and Whitney having a little chat. What were you talking about in this photo, ladies?
So the best thing about doing photo shoots is we have to act like we're enjoying ourselves and we're having in-depth conversations.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Nonsense. It was complete nonsense.
Probably nothing important.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm reading
But
a
it's
book.
a really great shot of the panel. I think it's a really great shot of the panel here. This shot as well, I thought this was a really cool shot. This is the house we did. This was yesterday or the day before.
Thin.
Look how thin the panel looks in that. You get the little glare. You don't see the user interface, which sometimes I like seeing the user interface, but this was kind of different.
Yep.
Like showing that how thin and beautiful that panel is and how perfectly it fits in that home.
That door's also like 20 feet tall.
It is huge.
It
is a very large door.
Yeah.
Very large door.
You can tell.
I really like, this is that same house, but from a different angle, right?
So
As you can
pretty.
see the kitchen and the dining room and things like that. The panel looks just beautiful on the wall there. I thought this was a really nice shot, and this will be a lot of fun to use in your social media and your marketing pieces that you're working on this year, guys. Whit, you mentioned reading a book.
Oh, yep. I'm reading that book out loud. It was a book about cats. I was really confused about why there were pictures.
But it made
of
for a
cats.
great shot. Look how relaxed you look.
Reading is one of my favorite things.
Imagine how great this photo would look on the top of your homepage. Maybe some text right over top of Whitney's face that says something like, what?
Right over my face.
Maybe some text right on the side that says something like, we can, outfit you with the most advanced technologies possible, or peace of mind to help, control your entire home, things like that. Again, that's what these images are for, to help bring the reality of what you do to life. I'd really like this one, Kelsey, with the thermostat, and then you're kind of working in the background.
Yep. I was working
You
hard.
can't tell, but this is actually a children's room with bunk beds and like kid art all over, but it was just the right scenario, so you can't tell that from the photograph.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it turned out well. It definitely needs some color correction there. It looks a little yellow, but that's just because of the lighting that was in the room.
But more importantly, me and Kelsey installed that thermostat.
You did. You installed the thermostat yourself. And that's how
We
easy it
installed
is.
2 of the thermostats.
No, we supervised the other one.
Okay, that's
we
true.
delegated.
Yeah. Here's
Oh,
another
I
one. I
that
really
one.
like this one. This just
This
gives
is
some
me.
great detail. That's Kelsey's hand. Gives some great detail in using that thermostat. I just like, it's so simple. And it makes it feel simple. And again, imagine this being on your page, on your website thermostat page, or on your social media saying, want a smart thermostat that'll help you save energy this year? Give us a call today, something like that.
We might be
Really
making
great.
this the new self-flick.
Yeah, maybe. I think it should be. I got people calling.
No.
It's fine. I'm in the middle of a
We're
webinar.
going to tell Vaughn.
If you see me
You
keep
should.
stepping out, our air conditioning is on, and it is
freezing.
so
Well, we'll
cold.
cover.
I actually like this one.
I like this one too. I wish the cord wasn't in there. Maybe we can Photoshop that out.
I think it's already
Obviously,
have to do.
it's mandatory that it needs a cord, but it does distract me a little bit.
Totally
But
agree.
the shot and the wood and things like that look really good. If you want to talk about cameras and highlight cameras, this is going to be a great image to do that with. This is a great shot of the outdoor camera put out there looking over the driveway, and I love the clouds in the background. That's another really great shot. So again, that's just some of the photos. We've got a lot more. We also had a really great time at ESX. Now, Whitney, you didn't get to go this year, but Kelsey, this was your first ESX.
Yes,
2019,
it was.
2019, right? Tell us about it.
Yes.
That is me. It was fun. Totally different than ISC.
Yeah.
It was cool to have really in-depth conversations with people,
Yeah.
which I don't think is what we get at ISC because we're in such a hurry. So I love being able to talk to people. And one of my favorite things was at ESX, people weren't coming saying, who are you? What do you do? Everyone was like, I install your products. I love it. These are my favorite features.
Yeah. It was a
So-
really great chance to kind of renew relationships and meet people face to face that you haven't met before.
I met Joel Van Valken.
Van
Van
Valkenburg.
Valkenburg. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Met him, which was fun. Whitney was like BFFs with him at ISC.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like
Joel.
Joel, you and I are like, more connected now.
He's my best friend. Not yours.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But-
We also won.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We didn't talk about the ESX awards.
Yeah, so we actually won an innovation award for the IQ panel. There was a press release that went out on Monday, actually, so check the dealer blog or the newsroom for that if you'd like to see that and learn more about that or share that on your own pages. And as part of that, we got a chance to present. And Kelsey and I went and presented in a Shark Tank style competition to a panel of judges, to why we should win best in show, and we did. And we were presented on stage. In fact, I was doing a
Facebook
Facebook Live.
Live.
There's a Facebook Live on the Qolsys Facebook page where I'm recording, the people doing it, and I thought for sure someone else was going to win, and all of a sudden they announced me. I'm like, wait, what? And I literally took the Facebook Live up on stage and received the prize with Facebook Live going. So it was a lot of fun. And then right afterwards, the Security System News, Paul from Security System News, interviewed us on stage about the IQ panel. And then that video's on their Twitter account. So there's a lot of fun things that happen at ESX. A lot of great conversations. I also got a chance to moderate a panel about creating an innovative culture in your workplace, which was really, really fun. A lot of great participation in that. I had several great people on there, including April Maloney, who is in charge of Guardian dealer sales. So, she actually got to be on that panel with us, and I think maybe she'll be on the webinar today as well. But
so fun. Indianapolis was so cool.
Favorite part of Indianapolis?
I'm going to agree with you. I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
The scooters.
Electric scooters.
Scooters?
There are electric scooters everywhere. And instead of taking Ubers, instead of driving rental cars, we literally just went out, swiped our,
and you leave them anywhere, right?
And we zoomed around on scooters the whole trip.
They have those in Washington.
It was amazing.
So fun.
I have them up in Salt Lake too.
He was out till like 1:30 in the morning.
I was.
He is a party
It was
animal.
awesome.
Yes,
it was awesome. It's funny, we had a whole pack of people running around on scooters, and instead of like hanging out at the bar like so many people do at these events, we're literally just walking through the park, taking tours of all the city, like exploring. And
Did you wear leather jackets like a biker?
No,
we
but we're
going
to get monogrammed leather jackets for our scooter squad. I got some questions here on Facebook. Colby Certified Alarms, welcome. And Arafi Ari, I'm going to mess your name up. Arafi Ari Amr Hatmi joined us as well. So welcome. Thank you very much for joining. So let's dive into, are there any questions that we need to address about ESX?
No,
or those
I don't think so.
All right, let's dive right into the meat of the presentation today, which is new products for 2019. The first one is the IQ Remote.
Yes.
That's this bad boy right here. And we wanted to open it up right here live on our webinar. You've probably seen these already. They're probably on distribution shelves. But go ahead and open that up, and let's pull it out and look at the form factor. And while she's doing that, some features that the previous IQ Remote that carried over into this version is you can pair it to 3. It connects using Wi-Fi. It mimics the IQ panel's chimes and voices. You get full security and Z-Wave control. The built-in camera will capture disarm photos. It also captures alarm videos. And as part of our previous software update, our most recent software update, you can assign one of these to a single partition so that you can access just that one partition from this.
The backplate's different too.
Yeah, there's some significant differences here.
Here we go. Let's see if
So look at the form factor here. Show it on Facebook and then show it on the webinar. Yep. Nice and thin. Notice the camera, something new. That camera is a 120-degree wide-angle camera, okay? So that camera's a wide, look how much bigger that is. In fact, I think we have the old IQ Remote.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. You can see where the camera was on the older version of this, how small that was. Okay. Compare it again in Facebook as well. Okay, and how much bigger this one is. This is actually a 5-megapixel camera now. So it's a higher resolution camera. It's 120-degree angle, so it's a really nice wide angle. It's a really great view on a camera. So we're really excited about that. Go ahead.
I was going to, who was it? Eric Brown had a good question. Is the 120-degree camera the same as the IQ2 Plus?
No, it's the same megapixel count, but the camera is actually a wider angle, a wider lens than the IQ Panel 2 or IQ Panel 2 Plus.
When is it shipping? Asked Robert.
This started shipping in, I believe, January of 2019. So it's actually been shipping for almost 6 months now. And it was limited because it was so limited that we were on back order for the previous version of the IQ Remote for a while. So a lot of those got filled by back order to big customers at the beginning of the year. So distribution, they probably for the general population, these probably hit shelves, I want to say March, April. So it hasn't been out that long, but it's got a really nice heft to it. It feels really quality.
We just got a question from Frank. Why is it a little bit heftier?
Good question. So we made some significant improvements inside as well. So it's got a better Wi-Fi connectivity. It's got a faster processor. This actually has an octa-core processor. We did a lot of things to beef this up because of the requests that you guys had. You guys were saying things like, hey, we want to be able to do live view of the video cameras on the remote. And we knew the previous generation remote couldn't support it. So we had to beef up the hardware in here to make it strong enough to do that. Notice also how easy this table stand is, okay? So here's the table stand, a nice new look for it. The previous one was good, but this one is a nice, solid, puts in like that, and really, let me show you the webinar and show it live as well. You can see it's a really nice, substantial table stand. And then the wall mount bracket is the same, right? Where's that?
Oh, that's off the way. We do have another question.
Sure.
Will there be an option to have the secondary have its own access point or connect devices to it? That's
good question. That is basically saying, hey, can I turn this into a hotspot? The answer is not currently. It's something we're looking at. I don't know if the hardware supports it or not, but it's something that we know that people want to do that. It's a really delicate balance to go between, do we add more stuff to this? Because a lot of people said, turn it into a Z-Wave repeater, turn it into a Wi-Fi repeater, things like that. But at the same time, they also don't want to spend $300 for a secondary. So it's been a really delicate balance to try and get the right feature set in there without increasing the cost exponentially.
And
so, let me show this backplate too. So here's the backplate. You can tell it's actually been redesigned significantly. It's got a full ring around here, and it's got it good for a single or double gang box. So it actually is formatted exactly to the right size there. You can see here, just snaps right into there, and nice and thin. Okay, here's on Facebook as well, nice and thin. So it'll really flush mount nicely against that wall.
Okay,
and it's got a cutout here for the speaker on the back, so it doesn't inhibit it, and then it's all barrel jack. So very easy, just plug in the power there.
But Justin wants to know if the penguins still show up when it's floating. I love it.
The penguins.
I could not ask that one.
Yep. Actually, I don't think it's penguins anymore. I think it's something new, unfortunately.
Kind of disappointing.
Penguins
Is it like a dancing queue or something?
It's a
New
mystery.
software.
You'll have to check it out to try it out.
Doug wants to know, still no peek-in function for the remote. When can we see the camera function as peek-in now, like the main, as well as view cameras on the remote?
Great questions. It's all stuff we're working on with alarm.com. A lot of that because that peek-in functionality comes from alarm.com. We have to actually have that all driven by them. So we're working hard with them to make sure that we can do that. The live view of video cameras is going to be part of, that's the plan at least, to be part of the next software update for the IQ panel and IQ remote. So 2.4 software update coming soon will include live view. That's very exciting for us. It's something you have all been asking for. Once we get that working, then we know that we can stream sufficiently to that, and then it's a matter of, okay, what's the next thing on the priority list?
And if you want to know pricing on any of these products, you can check with your distributor.
Correct.
If you don't know who your distributor is, log on to our dealer portal and the Find a Distribution tab and set it up.
Yeah, there's a Find a Distributor tool on the website. You can also go to Qolsys.com, and there's a section on there called Dealers, and in there's a section where you can actually just look for distributors by state. The dealer portal is a little nicer because it actually has an actual map. You can type in your address and show on your map where all the distribution near you is, and it'll actually map it out for you. But you can still see that stuff on the public side as well if you don't have access to the dealer portal. But we want everyone to have access to the portal, right?
Yes.
What do they have to do to get access to the dealer portal?
Go to, exactly, dealers.qolsys.com. First, make sure that you're a registered Qolsys dealer, and then you can register for access to our dealer portal. But fill out some information, create a username and password,
Absolutely.
and then we'll get you registered.
Definitely.
It's easy.
Now, it does not act as a Z-Wave repeater, right?
Correct. Does not.
Will that be added?
No, because it would require a Z-Wave radio, which would add significant costs, and we weren't planning on doing that.
Okay.
Yep.
Steve had a good question. Is the battery life the same as the old one?
Battery life is improved. It should be a little bit better. I don't know exactly what the spec is. That's a good question. We should take that and try and find that out.
Cool.
Maybe if our TAMs are here, you could ask them and see if they know.
They went golfing.
They went golfing. They're busy.
They
Those guys travel so much. I don't blame them when they come to the office and go
No.
golfing for a couple hours because they're literally working almost 24 hours a day.
Okay, I think that's all the questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about, before we move on to the next product, what would you use this for? Where would you, what would you use the remote for? Where would you put it?
I have mine in my master bedroom.
Okay. And why do you have it there? What do you use it for?
Because I'm too lazy to have to walk downstairs to my system at night.
Okay. So your primary panel's downstairs.
Yeah.
This now provides sound and access upstairs.
Yep.
It's a great use case.
Yeah.
I have one downstairs in the basement. Because all the way down in the basement, if we're all down there as a family watching movies or, playing or having fun, things like that, if someone rings the doorbell, if someone opens the door, things like that, we wouldn't hear it, except that IQ remote down there repeats the chimes. It's almost exclusively for the chimes, because I want to hear the doorbell. I want to hear the door, Ethan's door open. Sometimes our baby sleeps upstairs. He's almost 3. And, if we put him to bed and then we go downstairs and watch a movie, if I hear Ethan's door open, yes, I have sensors on all my interior doors because that's how I know when my kids are getting out of bed at night. If I hear Ethan's door open, I can know, I better run upstairs and see what's going on. He's gotten out of bed. It's also nice if I hear front door open. I'm like, wait a minute, front door open or front door unlocked. What's going on? Who's here? And I can run upstairs and go see it. Whereas I might not know that until I got a notification on my phone via text message or something like that. So I like having that auditory thing. But I do sometimes use it as I'm downstairs to quickly turn off a light or things like that. I swipe over and lock the door, things like that, right there from the IQ remote.
Illumination timeout. Does it have a nighttime setting? I want to put one in my basement, but we do movie night. Mm-hmm. And I want something lighting up.
Yeah.
So first off, I've got one. So I've also got one of these on my bedside table, kind of like Kelsey. They're in the master bedroom. It's nice to be able to hear those chimes at night, things like that. If I go to bed earlier than the screen turns off, because it does have a timeout. The screen turns off at a certain time each night. But if I want to go to bed earlier than that, or maybe I do something to wake the panel up or to wake the remote up, I just touch the little button on the side here. Okay. So if the screen is on, I just simply tap that and it turns it right off. Okay, so there it is right there. Alan on Facebook asked a great question. Skybell chime to the remote keypad. So he's basically asking if the doorbell rings, will it ring on the remote?
Okay, so I just answered this, so I really hope I'm right. I guess I said, I think no, you can't see it because it doesn't offer live view. You can't answer it from the panel. But using the IQ doorbell, you could hear the doorbell chime. Is that right?
I believe that's accurate.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is something that we're working on, and again, in the next software update, the goal is to have, live view on the panel, and if we can, do live answer as well. So we're working on it. I don't know if that'll include the push notifications, but again, we're working on all this stuff. It's actually really complex. It's very complex software, especially when you're not just doing your own software, but you're coordinating with a company like Alarm.com and saying, hey, we've got to take your software, put it on here, transfer it to another panel from the primary. It's very complex work, but our designers are well equipped to do it and working very hard on it.
Yeah, 2 people have asked intercom capabilities between the remote and the panel.
Something that's on our roadmap and something we think is totally possible, and we have to get a lot of other things working first, but it is definitely on the roadmap. That's one of the things I love the most about my Amazon Echo is we'll use those Amazon Echoes as an intercom throughout the house. I would love to do video intercom between my remotes and my primary.
That would be fun.
So that's definitely on the roadmap. So good question.
Battery life is 6 hours, according to Sergio.
6 hours. Sergio said that the battery life is 6 hours. Thanks, Sergio. Appreciate that. All right, let's move on. Next product. Oh, this was one of the photos from our photo shoot.
Yes,
so I wanted to share this.
Cute she is.
She's adorable. She's got some cute little freckles there, and she's checking the weather on the IQ remote in the master bedroom.
So
that's my oldest daughter, Ellie, and I hauled all the kids along with to our photo shoot so we can get some kid shots, and that was probably a mistake because
but hold on.
Holy cow.
What's really
they were crazy.
Is on some of those photos, I meant to mention it, on some of those photos, there are children hiding.
Yeah.
Behind pieces of furniture, including the ones
that was the way we got them to keep quiet during the photo shoot. We said, okay, go hide, and then we take our photos, and I can still see you.
And then they move, and then they hide again.
Yeah. Several of the pictures we already showed had hidden children hiding behind furniture, so it was a lot of fun there. But it was really nice to do those. There is a Facebook Live tour of that smart house that we did the other day. So if you want to go on Facebook and check that out, again, it's facebook.com/Qolsys, so you can check that little video out. Let's talk about the Hardwire 16 Fire.
This was super popular at both of the shows.
Wow.
like
really incredible
constantly
device. Really
people
incredible device. Okay, so unbox it. So as you're unboxing it, this is a Hardwire conversion module. You can do up to 15 Hardwire zones and 1 zone dedicated to 2-wire smoke detectors.
And you can add up, what do they call it? Loop 10 smoke.
So if you've got 2-wire smoke detectors, you can loop up to 10 of them into that 1 zone for the fire. So if you look right here, open that up. Okay. I don't remember which zone it is. It's either 1 or
it's 16.
Is it 16?
Yeah.
Get up there. I thought it was this one. It's 16 there.
No, maybe it is. It's the bottom right.
Oh, there it is. No, it is 16. Yeah.
Okay.
So right here on the Hardwire 16 fire, you can see zone 16 is now labeled smoke. Probably really hard to see that, but it's now labeled smoke. Okay. So with that being labeled smoke, this means I can loop in 15 other zones. Now, you could have all of your bedroom windows in master bedroom looped into zone 1. Maybe that's zone 1 is bedroom windows. Zone 2 might be living room windows, and you've got 4 or 5 windows looped in. So it's not saying it's 16 devices, it's 16 zones. And if you put everything into a single zone, you could do more than that. You can also stack these. So, you could support up to 128 security zones on the IQ panel, which means that if you wanted to, you could do multiple of these throughout the house, which means you could do 10 smokes on this one and 10 smokes on the next one and things like that. So there are only certain brands of the smoke detector, the 2-wire smoke detectors that work with this, because that's what we got UL certified. If you're interested in what those are, make a comment here or go on our Qolsys Facebook page or QolsysAlarm.com installers, or you can go on Qolsys.com or the dealer portal. It's all listed there, and you can certainly ask the questions about it. But it's a great way to take over a hardwired system, whether that's new construction or it's like from a builder, or it's an existing system. Now you guys have questions. I can see you chomping at the bit.
Joe is asking, which is a question we get asked all the time. Can this also work for carbon detectors, heat?
No, it's only certified. It's only UL certified for residential fire, which means that if you want to do some of those other things, while it might work, just like the old Hardwire 16 works with those other things, it doesn't necessarily mean it's actually certified for that. So if you want the UL certification is for residential fire. So very good question.
That is a good question.
I got some Facebook stuff.
How many questions?
So Jason's asking, what smokes are compatible with the smoke loop, and how many can you use on one system? He said 10, and how do they encrypt the signal back to the panel? Good question. So because this is it's using S-line technology, and you can see it's in the gold box. It's using encrypted S-line technology. All of the Hardwire zones that are going in here will actually encrypt the signals back to the panel. So if there's someone trying to hack your security system by doing replay attacks, they will not be able to get those signals sent by the Hardwire 16 fire.
I have a question.
Sure.
So we have 3 different flavors of the panel. Will
Correct.
this work with all 3 of our flavors?
Very good question. We get this one a lot. So let's say that you're in a home where, why don't you grab those panel flavors, okay? Let's say you're in a home where you have a Honeywell system and you want to take that old Honeywell system, which means you would need the silver box. Thank you, Vanna. The silver box with IQ panel, Power G, and the 345 radio for Honeywell 2 gig. This will not work with the Hardwire 16 because it does not have S-line. You need the one with S-line, which is the gold box. So again, match up your colors. Gold box to gold box. This will work with the Hardwire zone. So if you know you've got a hardwired system, then you would need to use this with there. Now, if you've got a hardwired system, let's say it's a hardwired Honeywell system, and it's got some Honeywell sensors with it, wireless sensors as well, you would need to decide, do I want to redo all the Honeywell sensors that are wireless, or do I want to redo all the hardwired sensors? And you can make that decision based on how many sensors there are and what you're doing, but you'd have to choose because the hardwired device will only work with the hardwire, with the gold S-line panel. I hope that's not confusing. I feel like I confused myself just saying that. So
I think
red and silver.
You need to hold more boxes. I think by saying the gold with the gold,
Yeah.
I think that makes
Gold
sense.
with gold.
Yeah.
So silver and red will not work with the Hardwire system. You need to make sure you buy the gold box and use the Hardwire 16 fire or the Hardwire 16. it go in the old Hardwire can?
Yes. I'm going to say yes.
You are? Should we rock, paper, scissors for it? Like,
Absolutely. You have a quarter.
It sounds like it.
yes, absolutely. So this is actually designed to fit directly in the old Hardwire can. There's an antenna that sticks out of the top of it, and so when you wire that into the old Hardwire can, and then put all the wires into it, you just drill a hole in the top of that can, and that antenna would stick out the top of it.
But we have a new one coming, right? A new can.
So we do have a builder enclosure
Builder.
coming out soon that if you wanted to replace the can and use that, that would support up to 2 of these and 2 batteries as well.
There are pictures of that on our Facebook page from
Yeah,
ISC as
definitely
well,
check
and
me
it
out.
is pretty.
It is pretty.
I know you're wondering if it was.
Let's see what other questions. Does it come in different colors? No, this doesn't come in different colors, but for you, Jason, I will paint you one of these pink because I know that's your favorite color. So,
He wants
thanks,
rainbow.
Rainbow. Okay,
Sparkle.
we can do rainbow. Rainbows and sparkle. That's even better. What other questions about the Hardwire 16?
So many questions, I don't even know what they mean.
I know.
Well, and remember, this is a sales and marketing webinar, so if they are technical questions, we'll do our best, but we're not technical people. So.
Do you know if they're planning on doing a technical webinar on like the 16S? We might.
Do you guys want one? We can certainly have one. We haven't done one because I think it's part of the standard technical webinar. But if you guys want a technical webinar about that, please, chime in. Let us know that that's something you'd be interested in.
We're gonna fly Andrew Degoni out to Utah for our next webinar, and he's gonna host it by himself.
No, I'm just gonna block his
everything.
comment.
He's so smart.
Andrew is on the front lines, and Andrew, for those of you that don't, if you ever send an email to info@qolsys.com or sales@qolsys.com, Andrew Degoni, who works in our San Jose office, is the one responding to those. You've probably gotten a lot of emails from him and interact with him. So, Andrew, thank you so much for being on today. Andrew is actually also responsible for making sure that we had the right devices for our webinar today, because yesterday afternoon we looked around and we're like, oh my gosh, where's our Hardwire 16 Fire? And he overnighted this to us, thankfully, and at much expense. So we do appreciate that.
What's the battery life?
Battery life on the Hardwire 16 Fire is whatever battery you connect to it. So it's actually got these little prongs right here, and a special, in this bag, special connectors to allow you to connect the existing battery on the Hardwire can to it, or you can go down to distribution and buy your own nickel cadmium, battery.
Nickel what?
Nickel cadmium battery. That's the old school battery.
Will you be getting California State Fire Marshal listing for residential fire? Asked John.
John, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what that means. So I'm going to probably say probably not, but I don't know. If that's something that's important to you and important to many of our other dealers, that's something that we are. I'm always willing to look at. A lot of times it's a question of, does it require changes in the hardware and or software, and is it a significant cost? If it's neither, then it shouldn't be any problem at all to get it. If it's a lot of work, we may look at it. Knowing that our Vice President of Safety and Compliance is an ex-fire marshal and fire chief, I'm pretty sure that if it's something that he's already looked at. Mark Skeen, yeah.
Oh.
He actually was fire chief for San Jose.
He's
Welcome.
like,
Learn something new. I'm guessing he's aware of it, but it's something we could certainly ask about and see if it's something. So if that's something that's important to you, let us know, and we would love to, explore that further for you.
John did have a good follow-up question.
Okay.
And can we install other fire devices, hardwire, heat detectors, water flow switches? Do you know?
Again, this was UL certified for residential fire for the 1 or 2 smoke detectors that we did it for. And I don't know the names of those. I want to say it's Sonitrol something or other, but I don't remember.
We'll get them and then add them to our follow-up.
Yep, and that'd be fine. But that other than that, it doesn't mean that you couldn't put other things on here. It just means that it wouldn't be UL certified unless you use the things that were put in the UL certification, if that makes sense.
Okay, it sounds like absolutely we need a technical webinar.
I think we might be right on that. Let's go on to the next speech. IQ Smart Plug.
I'm so excited about this.
Why are you excited about this,
Because
Kelsey?
it's so small. Let me show you.
If it's so small, why the heck is the box so big?
Great question. We can't figure
Show
that
them though. Don't just unbox them silently.
Oh, sorry. Here we go.
There.
Okay. show them this. So this is a really small Z-Wave appliance module, ultra compact. It's got a great little status light on the front of it, so you can see the status light when it plugs in, and you can. It's actually a button. It's used for pairing, and it's also used to show whether or not it's on or off. It does act as a Z-Wave repeater, so it will make the network stronger. You can do an appliance up to 13 amps on that, so it's a pretty decent size appliance. And it also records energy usage. So if you're in your mobile app, and I wish I didn't have mine on Facebook Live right now so I could show you, but you can actually see how much energy is being used by the smart plug at any given time. So it's kind of nice to see that energy over time, be able to see it from the panel, things like that. So we actually put one of these on the space heater down in my daughter's room throughout the winter, and I created a rule that said, in the morning at 7 a.m., turn the heater off, and don't allow it to be turned back on again till 8 p.m. And so she wasn't turning it on or leaving it on or things like that throughout the winter. We always knew that during the day, that heater was off. We also had rules that said when armed away, turn off all the way. So it saved us some energy if she ever left it on, or if it was set to come on automatically at 8 p.m. if she wanted to heat up her room. If we were gone, it wouldn't come on.
I like using these for light automation for Christmas time, and I have lights for Halloween. So I'm that person. Is it outdoor rated, or can it be used?
No, it's not outdoor rated. Now, outdoor rated typically means it's beefy against the elements. In my personal experience, I've used a lot of indoor rated stuff outdoors, and I haven't had a problem. But if you're looking for that official outdoor rating, I do not believe this has that.
Okay.
Good question.
Will this work on any Z-Wave system, or just only for Qolsys and Scrap?
Because the Z-Wave is a universal protocol, you could use this on any Z-Wave system. So if you've got one of those mediocre Z-Wave systems that's not the IQ panel, then of course you could. But why would you ever want to? Come on, let's be honest.
Can you dim?
No, it's not dimmable. It's an on-off.
I like that you answered my incomplete question.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
No.
But like what he said, use it for lamps, strings of Christmas lights. You can use it for space heaters.
Eric said accent lighting.
Accent lighting is a great use for this. We've got some of those little twinkle lights on our back porch. We pick them up from Costco, plug it into that, and you can now turn it on and off.
My hair straightener? My husband's always getting on me for leaving on my hair appliance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another great use. And because it's so small, it's not that difficult. I mean, that's probably smaller than the thing on the hair straightener, right? So you could literally put this on the end of it and have that be, in and out. So it's, again, a really nice form factor on this little smart plug. I also like using them on modems and routers. So instead of having to go reboot your router by unplugging it somewhere, you simply go to your phone or use voice control to, turn that off.
Okay.
So, you could, on a consistent basis, I'll say, Alexa, turn off the modem. Alexa, turn off the router. And if that's caused some congestion or things like that, it then reboots it all.
And then you can turn it back on because this isn't using Wi-Fi, it's using Z-Wave.
Correct.
Right?
Because it's connected to the panel over Z-Wave. Walk up to the panel and go on. Now, obviously, if your modem and router are off, you couldn't use voice control to turn them back on, but you could turn it off that way and then walk over to the panel and activate it, or use your phone and activate it that way, because your phone would send a command down to the panel, and then the panel would then send it over Z-Wave to the individual devices.
Taylor wants to know, is it movable? Can you move it from outlet to outlet, or do you only pair it one time?
Well, that's a good question. That really lends itself more to the nature of Z-Wave. If you say, I want to move this from outlet to outlet, what you're doing is, because this is a Z-Wave repeater, you're changing your network every time. So you probably don't want to move this from outlet to outlet. You probably would rather get more of these and put them in each outlet. But will the network self-heal? Yes, eventually it will. And I don't know how long it takes to do that, but if I were to plug it into this outlet right here, and then later on unplug it and put it over there in Whitney's office, then eventually the panel would say, I can't find you, I can't find you. This would say, I can't see it, and the network would self-heal. That's one of the advantages of using Z-Wave Plus in these devices, is it would automatically find its way back to the panel and reconnect. But if this, you didn't? Okay, well, learn something new every day, right? If this was being used, let's say we had a thermostat right here on the wall, and the thermostat was too far away from the panel to connect, and it used this smart plug to get there.
And then you move it.
And you move this, now the thermostat's not going to work anymore, unless the network can self-heal and it can find another node to go through. So that's the nature of a mesh network, is it tries to find all different ways it can go through. Now, you can manually force it to say, rediscover the network by going into the panel or going onto alarm.com and saying, hey, rediscover all your pathways and find the right ways. And of course, on the panel, you've got that great Z-Wave diagnostic tool that allows you to see the Z-Wave network and really map it out and know what things are being used as repeaters and what are not.
How many can you have on a panel?
Good question. So the question is, how many of these smart plugs are supported? Well, it supports up to the number of lights that are supported. This is considered a light category. Do you remember what the limit is on lights?
A lot.
Did you see that lip? That lip, the corner of her lip just raised up as soon as I asked a question she didn't know the answer to. Nice.
Okay, so in my family, that's called liar lip.
It's a thing, right? So it used to be like.
Not for light.
128.
Light.
No, that's
128 was total, and that's changed now.
80. Oh. Thanks, Sergio. Are we right yet?
80 lights. You can do up to 80 lights. And then there's 20, I think it's 20 locks and 10 thermostats.
I don't know that I have that many in my house.
I think I've got 47 lights in my
I
house.
was going to say you'd be close.
Yeah. But we've tried to go through and get all the light switches done, and then we've got porch lights and things like that.
And you can fit 2 of these on one plug.
I don't know that we can fit 2 on one plug. I think it's only one.
Do we have another one?
I think the way it works, because of how it sits, you can only do one.
Let's
I
test
walked
it.
past this Ham's office and saw it a couple minutes ago.
All right.
Hold on.
And they're gone.
Hold on. I got it.
Well, it's just you and me. Hope you guys are having fun. I'm sure this webinar feels a little chaotic today, but
No, you can't.
This one.
they're back. Thanks for participating.
But it
today.
lights up very pretty. Purple, blue, green, lots of different colors.
Well,
Well,
okay.
you're on.
All right, let's move on to the next product. IQ Micro.
Wait, I feel like you should open this one.
Oh.
IQ Micro.
Tiniest box ever. Sorry.
I don't know why this is encrypted medical pen. That is definitely not an encrypted medical pen.
It doesn't say that. Oh. Micro. Okay, so I like this one.
Small door window sensor. There we go.
I just took the battery thing out.
All right. Small door window sensor. Look how tiny this thing is. Find it. I think I've got a mini on my desk. Let's compare it. Yeah. So this is a brand new sensor for us. It is our smallest door window sensor ever. Look at the magnet on it. Okay, that's a full length magnet. Okay, so that means the magnet goes the full length of the sensor. So there's no chance that you can get the installation wrong on this. Well, maybe not no chance, but it's certainly a smaller chance that you can get the installation wrong. Okay. The other thing this does is look how thin that magnet is. Okay. So Whitney's showing off the size. Look at the thin. If I stand sideways, do I disappear?
Oh, so close.
Yep. Look at that.
Sorry.
So that thin magnet can really be placed almost anywhere. Kelsey, you were installing these. So were you, Whitney, throughout that those parade of home houses.
Yeah.
What was it like installing this sensor?
Magical.
Easy.
So I'm excited for these. Sorry. I'm excited for these because at my house, we've got this funky molding, and the gap will make it so that it's easy.
So, and that's we haven't talked about that part yet. You're right. The gap is amazing on this. So the gap is over an inch. We thought that, standard was a little over half an inch, and our mini had that rare earth magnet that gave it like a 3/4 inch gap, which is really impressive. Now this is over an inch. So we put this on some places, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Remember in the Parade of Homes house?
Do you have any of those pictures?
I do actually.
I was going to say, no. Well,
I don't know if
there's another one.
Yeah, there's another one.
What's fun about these pictures is try to find it.
Yeah, look at this. Look at
This
this
is so
one.
crazy.
The magnet gap on this still worked just fine. The magnet gap on there, the sensor is literally doing this. So this is on the thing, looking at it straight on, it's this way, but when you turn it, it was literally like the sensor instead of the magnet, trying to get on Facebook as well. Instead of being here, it was like the magnet was all the way back here. It was literally like an inch behind the sensor, and it still worked. It was really, really powerful. More sensitive reed switch too. So it's not just the stronger magnet, but the reed switch inside is a lot more sensitive, which allows it to be a lot more powerful. And the other thing that's really nice is all the adhesive is pre-applied. So you don't have to pull that out and peel that tape off and things like that. It's already on the magnet itself.
Carrying
Which makes
these
it really nice
easy
for
too.
DIY. If you want to just mail this out to a customer and say, put this on your safe, put this on your front door or whatever, things like that. Makes it really easy.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a single battery. Most of the other sensors that are a little bit larger, have double batteries. So we tell you up to 8-year life. This is only going to have up to 5-year life because it does have a single battery. But that's still a lot better than the legacy sensors that were 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can put it on anything that opens and closes, right? Doors, windows, safe, cabinet, door. Yep. Questions about the Mini at all?
No, just a comment that a 1-inch gap tolerance is fantastic.
Thank you very much for that comment. Who made that?
Eric.
Who made that comment?
Eric,
thanks, buddy. Yeah, it is fantastic. And I tell you, when we saw it on paper, we're like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. It wasn't until we're actually in a home in a million different scenarios. I mean, some of those houses, literally, it's like every single application was different.
Yep.
We had one with molding, one without, screen doors, sliders, big casing, no casing. Some that just like literally had no space at all to put.
That was my
magnet.
favorite about the magnet is because it's so small, you can fit it in the smallest spaces.
Really
windows
small places.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, really small places. So it's really
Will
great.
it send a signal for low battery?
Will it send it? Yeah, it will. So as the battery gets low, it sends a signal to the panel, says, hey, low battery. Absolutely. And again, here's some of the photos from our Parade of Homes photo shoot. You can see it flipped. I mean, this little spot in here, see how it's like inside the space in the window? You wouldn't have been able to fit a regular magnet in there, okay? You would have had to do some funky installation or something on there. This is really almost the only sensor you could have done. And so it was a really nice way to, we didn't expect that. We just brought them knowing that we wanted to take photos. And then when we got to the house, we're like, look at these weird windows, and it totally still works.
So pretty.
And then this one here was another one where the window was, sunken back further. The only way to get it on there was to put the magnet on the top, and then the sliding part, put the sensor on the top, and then on the sliding part, put the magnet. And it had to be so far back that we didn't think it was going to work, but it totally did.
Are these available in distribution now, or?
I don't know if they're on the shelves today. I know distribution knows about them, so let them know you're interested, and they can place an order. I know that they can order them today. We do have them in our warehouse, and we can ship them to distribution right away.
I believe all of these just got added to our website as well under products.
Correct.
So if you do want to go talk to distribution about one, go grab the part number.
Find part number.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Pendant-S, did your battery die?
It sure did. So I'm trying to log on my phone, but
okay. So Pendant-S, this is the new medical pendant. It's encrypted, which is nice, and it's just a standard medical pendant. It looks similar to our key fob. We took the same key fob platform, the same encryption, the S-line encryption layer, and said, let's make it into a medical pendant. So nice little thing for wellness, and I think it's got a good look to it.
I think so too.
It's a decent looking thing.
Yeah.
Looks a little fancier. I like the little circle.
Yep.
And to activate it, it's literally just a press and hold. Now, if you want, instead of doing a press and hold and activating a medical emergency, you could do a press and hold and activate a security alert as well. But most people are going to use this. Oh, hello, welcome. Most people are going to use this for a medical emergency and wear it around their neck. But you could take it off, put it on your keys, and use it as a panic button if you wanted to. I've talked to a lot of people recently who said they want to use Bluetooth disarming, but they still want to be able to have a panic button, but they don't necessarily want the vulnerability that a key fob has. They want a panic button without it. So this is a great solution for that.
And
I want to have a panic button. It's a pendant as well, but you could take that off and put it on your keys, and now you've got just a single panic button. It's not going to arm or disarm the system, but it is going to say, help, I need some assistance.
And that's encrypted, right?
It is encrypted, correct. Yep. And of course, great for aging in place, medical, conditions. If someone's got a medical condition in the home, they don't even have to be an old person. They could be, a young person with, some kind of health issue.
Does this come, or is there any plans to make a wrist medical device? This one.
Oh, Whitney, just tie it around your wrist. See?
So I don't know that he's gonna like it.
No, just show him that on the camera. Look how
Show it
pretty
off. Look at that. It'll stay on.
Decorative, it's stylish. Nice. Brilliant.
I was like gonna do the whole thing.
Yeah, we're working on something. There's been a lot of talk about mobile purrs and things like that. How can we, do that? There's some things that we're working on and looking at. We want to find the right solution for everyone. So from a wrist wearing standpoint, the other thing is Apple Watch does a lot of that too now. The new versions of the Apple Watch actually have SOS, has fall detection, things like that. So, if they've got one of those, that can help tie into the system as well. So, and that brings us to the next one, which is the Fall Pendant.
I need that one.
This one's really nice because it only works in autumn.
Such a dad joke. It's like you don't even want to laugh. You know, that's funny. She didn't get it.
I'm gonna edit that out of the video.
Okay. So the Fall Pendant automatically detects falls with an accelerometer built into this device. So if you pair this in with a panel and you take a tumble, so for example, that would trigger the siren in a medical emergency. Now you could also press and hold the button on there, and that will actually trigger the medical emergency as well. You know, it doesn't. People have medical emergencies not only by falling, by other things too. But it's a nice wearable. Show both of those side by side up on the camera.
I had someone once ask, what happens if someone just sits down on the couch? Is that going to trigger that, or have we?
If they sit in the right way, I mean, because it's a wearable, you're probably going to be wearing it around your neck.
Okay.
And so sitting down on the couch probably wouldn't do that. The buttons are indented a little bit, so it should be difficult to press. Is it possible to create a false alarm that way? Yes, absolutely. You got to be aware of it, got to know of it. But the form factor on these and how big they are, it's actually not too bad in terms of, you know, wearing it. It's got a nice smooth surface, and they're water resistant, so you can take it in the shower.
That's nice. Okay.
Yep.
What about that? I think so.
Well, so this is the water resistance, and I forget the name for it. It's like IP freely or something like that. It's the certification. I forget what it is. That wasn't it. IP freely. It's from the Simpsons. So it's IP something or other that is the actual certification for it, and it basically means that it can be underwater up to like 5 feet, because after that the pressure on below that will soak into the battery compartment and ruin things like that. But if you're just sprinkling with water, if you're getting in the bath, things like that, it shouldn't have a problem. I would recommend, if you are getting in the bath, probably taking it off, probably because you just don't want it floating around and running around in there. But do you have to? I don't think so. I think it is still water resistant enough.
What's the range? My bathtub's in the back of my house.
About 100 feet. So about 100 feet from the panel is how far it will do. How far is this? Like 15 feet.
I'm so bad. I'm studying distance.
Yeah, she's good at other things, guys. Don't worry. Yeah, you should be fine. Yeah, in an average house, I mean, this is like if you're in the backyard, it would still work.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, again, every home's different. So range is one of those things that, in a house in Florida that's hurricane-proof and has big cinder blocks and rebar, things like that, it's going to go a lot shorter distance than a house here in Utah, which is just wood and stucco. So it really depends on the materials.
How many can you pair?
Good question. I actually don't know if we limit it. I mean, it's a security device, so I would assume it's up to 128.
Something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's any. Well, there's not.
So you pair it as a security.
You pair it as a security device, and then you just choose it to be the behavior as a medical pendant. Mm-hmm. So you could do up to 128 if you really wanted to.
Cool. Okay.
What other questions do we have?
That's it.
All right. Well, if that's the case, let's do some drawing. Because you guys have had to suffer through this the whole time. So one of the drawings we want to do is for one of every new device. So we're going to give them one of each of these new devices so you can play with it, have it fun, things like that. We're also going to do some drawings for some stuff. One drawing I'd like to do is for grab the beach ball and the sunglasses. We're going to send you 10 pairs of sunglasses and 10 beach balls so you can have a Qolsys beach party wherever it is you'd like to have your beach party. Show the logo on the ball. Yeah. So we're going to send you 10 of those. Let's do that one now. So 10 pairs of sunglasses and 10 beach balls for your office or your family. No, I was not ready for that.
Are we doing a number?
Yeah. So we need a random number between
Write down the name.
1 and 500.
You want me to do it up here?
Hold on. Yeah, I can't see. So.
I got it. Okay, what did you say? Oh, hold on. 328.
328? Is that what someone put in there? Okay. So.
So this is 10 beach balls, 10 sunglasses? Is that
10
right?
10 beach balls, 10 sunglasses.
These sunglasses are cool because they're like the polarized.
328. Peter Knoll.
I was almost there.
Oh, were you? Peter Knoll. Knowles. Peter, congratulations. You just won yourself a Qolsys beach party. 10 sunglasses. 10, yeah, Qolsys beach party.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. And then you got a Qolsys beach party. So make sure that you coordinate with Kelsey and Whitney and get your address over to them. and we will make sure to get that stuff. Now let's do T-shirts. Let's do a Qolsys T-shirt. Someone give me a number between 1 and 500.
422.
422. Okay. Rex Gordon. Nice work, Rex. Thank you very much. So Rex, make sure you let us know what size you need, and then get us your address. We might already have it because of the webinar registration, but get us the size T-shirt you want, and we'll get you that shirt. Congratulations, Rex. Someone else give me another number.
What about who's there getting the backpack?
Okay, for the backpack. 368. Is that what I saw? Someone put 368 on there. You got it.
Doug Shoot.
Shoot? Doug Shoot? Chute?
Yeah.
I can't see it from here. Doug Shoot. Congratulations. You got yourself a backpack, buddy. Let's do another T-shirt.
Another T-shirt. Number 78.
78.
Yep.
Okay.
That one is Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson. Nice work. Okay. Let's do a Qolsys hat. Somebody give me a number.
111.
111. I feel like you're making numbers up instead of using the ones that they're giving us. Drink your tea.
No, somebody said 11. You should do that because that's your favorite number.
11 is my favorite number.
It's on its license.
Well, hold on. We already said 111. So let's do both 111 and 11 because we don't want 111 to get cheated. So what's 11?
Dan Evans.
Dan Evans. Get yourself a hat, buddy. Good job. These hats are beautiful, by the way. They've got a leather Power G and a Qolsys logo on the side. You're going to love it. Okay, and then 111 is who? Taylor.
Marcellus?
Okay. Oh, and
Taylor's actually been asking a ton of questions this webinar, too.
great. And you know what? Facebook Live's been asking questions, too. So let's give them a chance. Let's do Facebook Live. Why don't you give us a number between
412.
412 is hard. Why don't we do a number between 1 and 30 on Facebook Live?
11.
Come on, guys, on Facebook. Give us a number between 1 and 30.
On Facebook? Come on Facebook.
Yeah.
40 to 25.
25. All right. Kevin Miller. Nice work, buddy. You win. What did he win?
I don't know.
Oh, T-shirt.
I was just like, how do you win?
Okay. Let's do the big drawing for one of every device. Oh, there's nothing in there. Not this one.
That's a lot
one of every device. Okay. What's the last number on the list, Kelsey? Very last number on the list there. 109. Okay, so let's find 109.
So this is a big one. Who's it going to drum roll?
Sean Kelly. Sean,
you get
congratulations. One of every device.
My phone changed it to Sean Jelly.
Not the same. Guys, I hope this was an informative webinar. Thank you very much. In fact, before we go, I've got a couple polls I want to ask real quick, if you'll take some time. I want to know, which product are you most excited about? The IQ Remote, IQ Hardwire 16 Fire, IQ Smart Plug, IQ Micro, or the Fall Pendant and the Pendant-S. And you can choose multiple answers there. We'd like to know what's the product you're most interested in, what's the one you like the most. That helps us understand, how much value to put on these. The other thing is, as you're completing that poll, if the question thing is still up, if you want a webinar on something other than what we've talked about today, we talked about wanting to do a technical webinar on the Hardwire 16 Fire. We'll get one of those scheduled. But if there are other webinars that you're interested in, we'd love to hear what you want to hear about. What is it you want to know? What is it you want to see? What is it you want to learn about? What is it you'd like more assistance with? Things like that. I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. And I also want to know, what social media platforms are you currently using? Are you on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter? Check all the boxes that you use, because, as we extend our social media reach, we want to make sure that we are spending time on the places where you are. If you guys aren't, on Twitter, for example, we don't want to do a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter. In fact, I was talking to Security System News about this the other day. I was like, I don't think there's a lot of people in the security industry that are on Twitter, and they're doing almost everything on Twitter. I was like, guys, there's so much stuff happening on Facebook. There's so much stuff happening on Instagram, and they're doing everything on Twitter. And Twitter, because Twitter doesn't want to play nicely with the other social things, you can't share the Twitter things back over on Facebook and on Instagram and things like that. So, us understanding what you want and how you want to do it, then that helps us be able to fine tune our social media efforts. So it looks like 80% said Facebook, 40% Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. I want to close this poll, and then I'm going to share the results. LinkedIn is 51%, YouTube is 47%, and Twitter's only 22%. That's about what I expected.
Yeah.
That's really about what I expected. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll, and I'll share those results. So, guys, that's where everybody is. People are mostly spending time on Facebook, which didn't surprise me. It feels like the security industry is kind of moving there with this, especially with the great Facebook groups that Burglar Alarms Online, Jake and his team have been managing. The Quick Switch and team has been managing the QolsysAlarm.com installers, which we're doing live today. Thank you very much for joining in today. So it's been a lot of fun, working on these social media platforms with you, and we want to interact with you more. So, well, guys, again, thank you so much for participating in the webinar today. There's been a lot that we want to share with you more on future webinars. So please reach out to us in the future. If you have questions, go to marketing@qolsys.com. Send them over to us by email. Go to our dealer portal, dealers.qolsys.com, and of course, come find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and more. And we're ready to work to interact with you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.